Yeah! Get up!
What is up, everybody? We are out for a ride today. Just having a little fun. And I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit, and if I could, I'll address those of you who are newer riders, or maybe you're just getting back into it, or maybe you just had a question about this topic in general. But what I wanted to talk about to you all today is motorcycle safety. And I will be the first one to tell you that I am not the foremost authority on motorcycle safety. I don't teach a motorcycle class. I don't have any sort of certification, but I'm just a rider out there like you guys. I do have a little bit of experience though. I've been riding for almost 10 years now, and I've had several bikes, and I do a lot of test rides. So my experience I wanted to share with you for maybe those of you who have not been riding for that long, and that is merging onto the highway. So we're going to get onto the highway right now, and for those of you especially who have just maybe started riding and who maybe haven't ventured out onto the highway yet, this will be a good one for you. Now, this is a good highway on-ramp, because what we have here is a sharp turn. And if you've taken your motorcycle safety course recently, you know you've got to take this turn from the outside, brake as you go into the turn, and as you go into the turn, you go on the inside, and as you're exiting the turn, you accelerate. So I would call this about here, about the exiting the turn. And this on-ramp here is short. And just like when you're driving, you're going to want to get onto the freeway at the speed of traffic. Always want to check your blind spot. Got a little water park here in my hometown. And that's about it. But the biggest thing for me when you're getting on the freeway, my bike's got a 103 cubic inch engine and a lot of horsepower and low end torque. So when I get on the freeway, it's not hard to accelerate to the traffic. But if you're riding a smaller bike, and especially those of you who are newer riders who might have a lower displacement engine, actually I want to get back off here, who might have, oh, that guy's leaking water, gross. Anyway, for those of you who have smaller displacement engines who don't have that low end torque to speed up, don't be afraid to slow down so that you can get in and onto the highway safely. Because the last thing you want to do, you know, is try and speed up, you know, unsafely, and then be stuck between a couple cars and run out of real estate there as you get on the highway, and then end up on the shoulder, because the shoulder is all kinds of crazy, especially for new riders. You know, I've only had to pull off on the shoulder a couple times on the highway, and a lot of the times what happens is when especially if you're on an older highway, is that the shoulder will be a little bit lower than the actual road, and it's difficult to go from one level to the other on a motorcycle, and it's very intimidating if you're a newer rider. So if you've got to slow down, but again, don't slow down too much, because another thing you don't want to do is get on the highway at such a low speed that you know that you're gonna take a risk at somebody running into you from behind. That is all kinds of crazy too, and all kinds of bad things can happen in that situation. But guys, that's my quick hitter tip for you guys who are new riders about getting onto the freeway. I would say build yourself up. If you're not ready to get on the freeway, get on some back roads and try yourself out at higher speeds before you get onto a actual highway, because again, the last thing you want to do is be nervous and to be timid on the highway. You want to be a confident rider when you're on the highway, because I mean, some highways, especially if you're just going with the speed of traffic, because you don't want to be on a bike and having people pass you all the time. I don't think that's a great idea. But make sure that you're confident when you get out on the highway. If you've got to get out, like right now I'm going to get on some back roads, if you got to get on some back roads and test out the speed and the feel of highway speeds before you actually get on like a multi-lane highway, I would definitely suggest you do that before, so that you can build that confidence before you take the plunge to get on the freeway. So guys, that's all I got for you today. If you like this video, hit the thumbs up down there, which is the like button. And also, if you're so inclined, hit the subscribe button, which I'll pop up right over here. I'll also throw up some links for you guys to some of my other videos, so you can go straight to one of those right over here. Guys, if you're riding, be safe, and if you're not riding, get riding. This is that one guy, and I am out.